How's it going, everybody? It is the real Brad back here. It's been a long time, but while the Confirmed Epic podcast may not be making a triumphant return right now, unlike some other people holding spoilers, I just wanted to check in and kind of get my thoughts out there on some stuff. I guess instead of a Confirmed Epic podcast bonus episode, maybe you could call this a Confirmed Crap podcast bonus episode. I know I'm retired from podcasting, but that being said, I still think the YouTube channel, just search Confirmed Epic Podcast, is a good way to kind of still get thoughts out there. Not something that I'm obviously going to do a lot, but it's something that I wanted to do to provide some content, mainly for myself, just to be on record, and for the few diehard, believe it or not, they're out there, about 20 of you, the few diehard Confirmed Epic Podcast fans who from time to time message me, hey, is the podcast coming back? I mean, not really, nothing, in the plans as of now, still in retirement, but never say never. I don't want to be the Brett Favre of podcasting, but, don't really know when to call it quits either. Hey, it's hard when you got two young kids. Guys, there's been a lot going on. 2020 has been a crap year for most people when you think of COVID and people burn out on politics, and just not the best time to be alive. Personally, I've had some stuff going on. My dad diagnosed with kidney cancer, underwent major surgery. There have been some silver linings here during 2020. Beautiful baby boy Harrison was born. Happy, healthy, jolly giant, as my dad calls him, because he is pretty big for a 10-month-old. He's about as big probably as the doctor said he's as big as a small 18-month-old or a big 14-month-old. So take that for what you will. But that was a positive. We got Luna, our red Labrador retriever, who is a sweetheart. A little bit calmer than Storm, our big black lab that we have, but still they're sisters from two different litters, but same mom, same dad. So that's been a positive. But entertainment-wise, the biggest positive, and there hadn't been many. Think about how many movies were delayed. Think about how many movies were pushed back. Think about all the drama with HBO Max. But consistently, it is the House of Mouse that delivers, because here at the end of 2020, they gave us a lot of exciting announcements at the investors meeting for things like Darth Vader being in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, a Star Wars Acolyte series that sounds like it's going to focus on the Sith at the time of nearing the end of the High Republic. Those books come out at the beginning of the year, so looking forward to the Star Wars High Republic books. And of course the Ahsoka show, Rangers of the New Republic, the Bad Batch coming back, a slew of Marvel announcements. So that was cool, stuff to look forward to. But in the here and now, the Mandalorian has probably been the piece of pop culture that I've been the most excited about since the Dark Knight trilogy. And that is not hyperbole, and people who know me know that those Nolan Batman films mean the world to me, and maybe sometimes I overrate them and put them up on a pedestal. Andrew Stokes, I know a podcast co-host, would probably say that, but man, when those movies were coming out, I was hyped. I was getting the Mondo posters, I had shirts, I was getting all the hot toys. I don't know if I'd say I was consumed by them, but I was just into it big, for lack of a better way to say it. Hey guys, it's been a while since I podcast, so nothing, revolutionary coming out here. But if you listen this long, I figure you're in for the long haul of 10 to 15 minutes this thing should last. But the Mandalorian has got me so excited about Star Wars. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jerry and I are always excited about Star Wars. Jerry Barbecue 17 Reed, my podcast co-host. A great site still going on at actionfigurebarbecue.com, so check him out. But we're always into Star Wars, sure. look, Rogue One was a great movie. I don't know if it's as great as we thought it was when it first came out, but it was a really good movie. We love Solo. We love The Force Awakens. We liked The Rise of Skywalker more than most people. Last Jedi, I'm in an odd place with that because unlike a lot of Star Wars fans, I don't hate it. I think individually it's a great film, even if it's not a great Star Wars film. But hey, we did 2 reviews of that and a Star Wars ranking show, so that's out there. But The Mandalorian, while being the ultimate fan service for hardcore Star Wars fans, is something that has jumped almost up there with things like The Empire Strikes Back and A New Hope. It's almost on par with those. I would say it's above things like Rebels and Clone Wars. But to be what it has been for Star Wars fans this year, I'm simply astonished. So if you hadn't seen Mandalorian, you're probably not listening to this, but I'm going to spoil a few things here from the finale. We got Boba Fett back and all that, and I've always been a big fan of the Fett. I know his criticism, hey, he hadn't done much. Just watch The Mandalorian this season and try to make that argument. Go read the Bounty Hunter trilogy from the EU and try to make that argument. Boba Fett, go read the Jason Aaron comics. Boba Fett's a badass. Read the Bounty Hunter comic that recently started coming out from Marvel. But the Mandalorian finale, I'm quoting Jerry Reed. It gave us everything we wanted the sequel trilogy to be in 10 minutes of one episode. And spoilers here for the Mandalorian finale. Of course, I'm talking about Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker was the Jedi. And we all kind of speculated. It's like, would it be Mark Hamill de-aged? Would they recast it with Sebastian Stan? And it was, luckily, the only Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, who I'm guessing after disagreements with Rian Johnson over the character in Last Jedi was up for this despite what they paid him. But I mean, he is Luke and always will be. But he is the one who shows up as the Deus Ex Machina in this Mandalorian finale to rescue the Mandalorian and Gina Carano's character, Cara Dune, and Bo-Katan, and Sasha Banks's character, the Night Owls there, from the Death Troopers. No, not Death Troopers, people. Not Death Troopers, but in more fan service, the Dark Troopers from the EU. Luke shows up with R2, by the way, as a Jedi Knight. Let me rephrase that. A Jedi Knight. Not an old hermit who despises everything that he fought so hard to become in the original trilogy, but the Jedi Knight who was trying to rebuild at this time in the canon. I guess it's 3 years after Return of the Jedi Order. Think of something similar to like the New Jedi Order books in the EU. It's Luke in the black glove, green lightsaber, black cloak, and to me the best, this is the kind of reverse of what Vader did in Rogue One. Like, you get to see Luke be badass like you've always wanted to see him be at his, basically going God mode at full strength. So I couldn't have been happier. I mean, he goes in, he takes out the Death Troopers, he rescues them. Grogu comes, goes with Luke. Who knows where that's going? I'm guessing all this is building towards some type of heir to the Empire big crossover event that will culminate after the Boba Fett show that's coming out, Book of Boba Fett. I don't know if that'll tie into the heir to the Empire stuff, but then not only the Boba Fett show, so let's kind of table that for a second, but Rangers of the New Republic, the Cara Dune stuff, maybe Timothy Olyphant's, Cobb Vanth coming back, and other characters. Maybe Bill Burr will be in that show. Who knows? But then you got the Ahsoka show. We know she's looking for Thrawn. Of course, you got the Mandalorian, which is going to really be about Mandalorians and Mandalore next season, I think. I know some people will be disappointed it won't have as much Grogu, or if any, but still. So I think you're going to have all three of those shows building towards some type of, I guess, I don't know if it will be a crossover within the shows, but an event miniseries that I think could bring Luke back to take on Thrawn. By the way, he shows up in the X-Wing. Yes, the X-Wing. Not the X-Wing that he just decided to bury in the sea there on Ahch-To. It was that X-Wing, but it's sacred to him still. I mean, he blew up a freaking Death Star with it. The movie critic in me, which I am not and never have been, but as somebody that's reviewed hundreds of movies in written form for the Epic Review back in the day, and hundreds of movies for the podcast, my critical lens was like, oh man, this is really fan service. It doesn't challenge you. But with what Luke did, coming in as Deus Ex Machina and just being a badass, I'm going to say it again, a Jedi Knight. I know I'm repeating myself, but I think it bears repeating. It gave Brad, the Star Wars fan, like everything he dreamed about as a kid. And I think that this is a show for Star Wars fans, old and new. I don't think it's the show that is out there to impress people, like Jeff Kanata or Dave Chen, who I love both those guys. They are fantastic. And Devendra Hardwar on my favorite in the film cast, well, them and Film Junk. Like, this show's not for them, and that's okay. And I think Dave Chen is kind of recognized at the end of The Rise of Skywalker that Star Wars, not for him. But at the same time, this is for the Star Wars fan. Whether you just jumped on board with Mando or you've been living and breathing this stuff for, 33 years like myself. I guess I really became a Star Wars fan when I was about 10, so a little less than that. But, man, what a great entertainment just cap to 2020 with The Mandalorian. Just so much going on. It was the day my dad had his surgery, which went well. He's still recovering, so may the force be with him and our family. But man, I really needed that. I think 2020 really needed that. Who knows? Jerry and I are talking. Maybe we've talked about maybe doing kind of a Christmas haul type collection agency podcast and doing a Mandalorian review, more in depth than this. This is just me gushing, guys. Come on, that's what it is. But we'll see. Maybe not. This isn't gonna be the last time you hear from me, but I definitely, being a dad and a teacher during a pandemic and just busy with other family stuff, I don't have time always to be the real Brad putting content out there like I used to be. But I'm glad to get my thoughts out there on The Mandalorian. In case you were wondering, confirmed epic. But if you want to follow me on Twitter at TheRealBrad, I took the bell off, so DREEL Brad. Check me out there. Subscribe to us on YouTube just so you can get these fun little surprise videos. And until next time, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. May the Force be with you.